Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Soul. I hope you are all having another wonderful morning, and I hope none of you are feeling low, feeling regretful, feeling bitter, all the feelings that are described in today's song that we are diving deep into. Yeah, that's right, we're doing another Songs I Love, and today I'm going to be doing a song by Atmosphere titled Bitter. If you are not aware of Atmosphere, it is a group featuring Slug, who is another very he's been around for a while. That's all you gotta know. Slug, he's been around for a minute, and in this song, it's basically he's describing a person. I don't know if he's talking about himself, someone else, who is basically just bitter. They are everything being described. He is talking about a person who is just treating love like a limited resource. That is like one of my most memorable lines in this song. The person he's describing, looking at the lyrics here, as I'm pulling up Genius, I should also say that this track was produced by Ant. It is a guy named Ant, and it looks like he does a lot of Atmosphere's production. What I've learned doing this series, looking at these producers, is a lot of these guys are just partners in crime for a lot of these guys. It seems like every artist has these couple of producers and they just use them over and over again, I swear. But anyway, so going into lyrics, everything used to be so good then, now it seems like you're mad at my footprints. I'm only trying to scribble in the book, man. It's not my fault that y'all couldn't. You must have a lot of free time, otherwise why are you trying to see mine? Strain your neck, let the blame project, but you don't give yourself the same respect, so independent but undependable. We're all getting old, now take a mental note and stop being so covetous. Oh, I don't even know what that word is. I don't even know. Covetous? The crime is the punishment. Now run and get a sliver of dignity. You ain't gotta be a figure of misery. You don't want to be a victim to victory. Listening to a bittersweet symphony. A lot of really good lines there. Hell yeah. This is a very well-written song. The hook is, you're so bitter. You're cold as a river in the winter. This one is to recognize you. Your jealousy needs an anthem too. And then he just repeats that. And then the last line is, this one is to recognize you and all of these dreams that can't come true. Diving into those. So the person he's describing here, once might have been happy, but they're in this headspace I think I've been in before, where it's just you're just getting upset about dumb shit, and I'm gonna talk about the second verse in a second here, because there's a really good part in there. But just we're all getting old, that some people get bitter about. He's only trying to scribble in the book, but other people are getting upset that he is and they're not. But he's saying you don't gotta be go and get some dignity. You don't gotta be a figure of misery. You don't gotta be upset about this shit. Whatever you're bitter about, all bitterness, it's a useless ass emotion. Everyone sees other people's success and they get fucking upset about it sometimes because it's not their success, and that's a really dumb feeling. And then the second verse, we used to get up in uptown, then we hit the highway to run around. Came home, everybody wanna judge now. Which that line right there, he's talking about he came back expecting praise. Well, he doesn't say that, but that's what you would expect, and then suddenly everyone's trying to judge him only for his accomplishments. Continuing, keep clutching those grudges, don't budge if no budget. The old puppets show love in public, but behind the back can't trust it. Disgusted, repugnant, insulted, repulsive, discourage, rejection, no protection from your own reflection. Amazing line. Chip on your shoulder, big as a boulder. Insecurity's a slippery slope. Got you looking around for the sympathy vote. Anything to give a little glimmer of hope. Brilliant line right there. So looking around trying to get sympathy is something a lot of motherfucking bitter people do. I know a guy who, like, literally everything that came out of his mouth was like an excuse or trying to, like, get sympathy from people. You probably see these people on Facebook, and these people are just fucking bitter that the life around them hasn't turned out the way they wanted to, and the only way they can change that is to change it themselves. That's not to say that everything in life is fair and you can't be upset about that, but at the end of the day, like, if you want to make your life better, like, why are you wasting time fucking bitching about that when you could be doing something about it? The third verse. Treat love like a limited resource. Fight for it like there's never gonna be more. On the rooftop, talk to the spaceships like you've got Tupac locked in the basement. So that line he's basically saying, like, he's shouting from the fucking rooftops about his problems, like he's like, as if he's got like Tupac in his basement. So get the bag, make the getaway exit. You get mad at me like your middle name desperate. No net, better not get left back. Yeah, you should probably protect that. I'm trying to keep it simple, teeth to the nipple. Beat my chisel, leave my initials, which the annotation for that is, by working hard at his music, Slug will leave impact on the rap game as symbolized by his initials. Okay. Fly so far when you follow the signals, sky full of stars and all of them wishful. Not only are we bitter, but we're brittle. The world's getting small and everybody's little. Go roll your eyeballs, toot your own whistle. Don't ever stop waiting for the window. Great lyricism here. Like, really look at these lines. I'm really appreciating this song so much more. So, another thing, like, I think people get upset about is the world is so fucking big and we are so unimportant, which is the exact opposite of what we are told our entire lives up into adulthood. Like, we're told, like, we're so special and everyone, like, should love us, blah, 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 bullshit. And then it's like we grow up and it's like we're, like, another pebble in a pond. We're nothing. Like, on terms of, like, importance, like, our existence, on terms of existence, our, like, lives don't matter. Like, you could have existed and you couldn't, and life would have been exactly the same. And it goes the same for billions of other people. Yeah, and that's something people can be bitter about. And then we exit with the hook once more. Really great lyricism here. I really like the concept of the song, and it's not something people like make songs about that often, but I also like the imagery for the song, the music video. They're from Minnesota, which I can appreciate because I am a Minnesota boy myself, and I really like the imagery in the music video. We pan at this snowman, and it has this big ass smiley face. And then right at the end of the music video, we pan back to the snowman, and suddenly he has a frowny face. I really like that. Some of the music videos is useless. Like, it's people fucking playing in the snow, snowball fight. Like, I don't know if that's like a message to say people like are like having like this mental war or something, like, and they're bitter if they're losing, like, or something like that. I don't know. I think that's what they're trying to say. And then we got Slug being dragged by a sled with this kind of badly shot thing. He has a lot of gross close-ups where it's like kind of fucking like not blurry but like poorly lit, and the part where he's being dragged around, like, you could tell like he was just trying to get this shot in, like, it's too close, like his fucking hoodie looks messed up, like he does it, and then you can see the tracks from the thing being dragged behind him. It's not exactly a good look. It's not a good looking shot at all. And that's the majority of the music video, is like what I described. But like, the instrumental is probably the next like best thing because it dun 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 dun. Like it's very catchy, despite like I don't think Atmosphere, like what they go for is like catchiness. Not that I've listened to a lot of their music. This is probably the song I know them best for, and I know like that this isn't like their biggest song by any means. It's not like their like one song, and I know Slug has this whole career I don't even fucking know about. But that being said, it's a very interesting song, and like it was described to me like kind of as like this Minnesota song, which it isn't, but like people out there, like it's kind of like this joke I heard: people in the middle of the country don't do that much with their lives, and that's obviously bullshit. But there is a kind of sentiment there that's like it feels like everything that's happening with the country is happening like on the East Coast, like in fucking New York and Washington DC and in Florida, like Disney World and all that shit. And then places like fucking Atlanta, they're all fucking on the East Coast. And then we get on the West Coast, and that's where fucking Hollywood is, Seattle, like a lot of that shit's over there. And it kind of feels like people like in these backwards, or not backwards, like these backwoods areas, it's like not as much stuff happens on like not a global scale, but like a national scale. Like you don't hear news about fucking places there. That's not to say there's nowhere in Minnesota like we have a lot of shit going on there. We got the fucking Mall of America, and Minneapolis is a huge fucking city, as big as any other fucking city. But I think maybe like if this was made by someone who lived on like a West Coast or like in New York, like they probably wouldn't have that same idea. I feel like there's a lot more bitter people out there. But who knows? And even where I currently live, like it's not like a small town by any means. It's got a couple 100,000 people, but it's not like a major city or anything. That being said, I wouldn't want to live in a major city. Like, I might want to try it out for a while, but I don't know how I'd feel about it. I'd have to try it, I think. But yeah, I really like the instrumental on this. I really like Slug's flow. I really like the concept. Altogether, like, it's been like a catchy song that I'll come back to every once in a while. And I really fucking like it. That being said, I think that'll cover it for today's Tracks I Like, or Songs I Love, whatever you want to call it. And until next time, I will see you guys on the next episode of Good Morning Soul tomorrow morning. Thank you for watching as always, and with that, I leave you.